مرحبا واهلا وسهلا فيكم. Hope you're all well and have a wonderful day. Welcome to another session of conjugating our Levantine Arabic verbs. I hope you're all well and having a great day. In today's tutorial, we'll be looking at a new verb, and the verb for today is عارض. The letter Ain, you pronounce it from the back of your mouth, and it is the equivalent of pronouncing 3 A's together, but obviously we do not extend that much. So عارض, da. So the da is a very echoey sound, very gruff. Da, da. عارض, which means to oppose, object, disagree, or go against something or somebody. Let's have a look at our conjugation, but most importantly, before I start, you could pause the video and you give it a try, and then play the video and test yourself. This would be a great practice for you all. Let's have a look at the past tense. أنا عارضت، أنت عارضت، أنتِ عارضتِ، نحن عارضنا، أنتوا عارضتوا، هو عارض، هي عارضت، هن وهم عارضوا. أنا عارضت، أنت عارضت، أنتِ عارضتِ، نحن عارضنا، أنتوا عارضتوا، هو عارض، هي عارضت، هن وهم عارضوا. أنا عارضت، أنت عارضت، أنتِ عارضتِ، نحن عارضنا، أنتوا عارضتوا، هو عارض، هي عارضت، هن وهم عارضوا. As you see here, we've got the letter dad and followed by the letter ta, and both of them, they're pretty much pronounced the same. A lot of you might find it a little bit difficult, so if you go over it and give the T a very light pronunciation, that would help you. So عارضت, عارضت, عارضت. So just give that a little practice and hopefully you will master it, and I'm sure you will. By the way, as we're here, if you're enjoying these videos and finding them helpful, informative in any form or shape, or entertaining, then don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button, as it helps this video and the channel quite a bit. Many thanks. Now let's have a look at the present tense. أنا بعارض، أنت بتعارض، أنتِ بتعارضي، نحن بنعارض، أنتوا بتعارضوا، هو بيعارض، هي بتعارض، هن وهم بيعارضوا. أنا بعارض، أنت بتعارض، أنتِ بتعارضي، نحن بنعارض، أنتوا بتعارضوا، هو بيعارض، هي بتعارض، هن وهم بيعارضوا. أنا بعارض، أنت بتعارض، أنتِ بتعارضي، نحن بنعارض، أنتوا بتعارضوا، هو بيعارض، هي بتعارض، هن وهم بيعارضوا. So all of these would mean I object, you masculine object, you feminine object, we object or disagree, you group of people object or disagree, he objects or he disagrees, she objects and she disagrees, and they object or they disagree. So this is the meaning for it. However, if you need a little bit more help with all these tenses and find it a little bit overwhelming, as some of you might do if you're starting, then I've made a dedicated tutorial for every single tense. All you need to do is just go to the playlist section and just type the present tense, for example, and you will come across a dedicated tutorial for the present tense if you want to watch it. Over the past 2 years, I've put a huge amount of time and dedication to making these videos for you guys. So hopefully you enjoy them and find them helpful. So definitely go to there and check that out if you need a little bit more help with that. Plus, if you're new and you don't know what the subject pronouns are, here they are on the right hand side, and I've made a dedicated tutorial for the subject pronouns if you want to go and have a look at them. All you need to do is to go to the main channel, which you are on, go to the video section, and then type within the video section or the search, just write subject pronouns in Levantine Arabic and I'm sure you will come across it. It's easy. Let's have a look at the future tense. أنا رح عارض. أنت رح تعارض. أنتي رح تعارضي. نحن رح نعارض. أنتو رح تعارضوا. هو رح يعارض. هي رح تعارض. هن رح يعارضوا. أنا رح عارض. أنت رح تعارض. أنتي رح تعارضي. نحن رح نعارض. أنتو رح تعارضوا. هو رح يعارض. هي رح تعارض. هن رح يعارضوا. أنا رح عارض. أنت رح تعارض. أنتي رح تعارضي. نحن رح نعارض. أنتو رح تعارضوا. هو رح يعارض. هي رح تعارض. هن رح يعارضوا. The passive voice معارض. 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 The verbal noun معارضة. معارضة. معارضة, which means opposition. معارض, which means opposed to or against, or they are against to. So that's the passive voice, which most of the time it works as an adjective in the past tense, so it has been opposed to. And the verbal noun obviously is clear from the title. It's a verbal noun. So like opposing or the opposition could work as a verb and could work as a noun. The imperative, عارض, if you're ordering masculine, you go and oppose or object. عارض. عارض. عارضي, if you're talking to you feminine, so you're telling her you have to disagree or object to this. عارضوا, you group of people object or disagree. So عارض if you're talking to masculine, عارض if you're talking to feminine, عارضوا if you're talking to group of people. But again, this is imperative, so you're ordering, you're not talking or asking politely. So here there's a bit more hierarchical situation because you're telling them to do things. So that's why we call it the imperative. The active participle, which is widely used, we've got معارض, معارضة, معارضين. معارض, معارضة, معارضين. Kindly note, in dialect, sometimes instead of the U accent or dhamma, they tend to replace the dhamma with kasra or an accent. So they say معارض, معارضة, معارضين. So you will hear both of these pronunciations. Obviously, the one you see here on the screen is the correct version. However, people tend to change it, and that is up to people's preferences. There are no surveys, which one is used more than the other, so just pick either. So you could say معارض or معارض. معارض or معارضة. معارضة. معارضين or معارضين. Choose either. A number of examples for you. المعارضة السورية ما حققت أي شيء. المعارضة, the opposition, السورية, the Syrian opposition. ما حققت, did not achieve or fulfill. Here is to achieve. أي شيء, anything. عارضنا زيادة سرعة السيارات في شارعنا. عارضنا, we opposed or objected or against. زيادة, an increase. سرعة, speed. السيارات, the cars. في شارعنا, in our street. So we disagreed or we were against or we objected to the decision for increasing the car speed in our street. صار لهن عم يعارضوا المشروع من 5 سنين. صار لهن, they have been, عم يعارضوا, opposing or objecting, المشروع, to the project, من, since, 5 سنين, 5 years. They've been objecting against this project for 5 years, or they have been. فيك تعارض على قرار المحكمة. فيك تعارض, can you oppose or object. على قرار, to the decision. قرار is decision. المحكمة, the court. Can you object to the court's decision? هن عارضوا قرار الجامعة برفع الرسوم. هن عارضوا, they objected or they opposed. قرار الجامعة, قرار is the decision. الجامعة is the university. So they disagreed with the university's decision. برفع, increasing. برفع, increasing. الرسوم, the fees. So they went against and objected against the university's decision by increasing fees or their fees. هن راح يعارضوا على الميزانية للسنة الجاية. هن راح يعارضوا, they will object على الميزانية on the budget or to the budget للسنة الجاية for next year. They will oppose the budget for the next year. Now let's have a look at the present continuous. أنا عم عارض. أنت عم تعارض. أنتي عم تعارضي. نحن عم نعارض. أنتو عم تعارضوا. هو عم يعارض. هي عم تعارض. هن وهم عم يعارضوا. أنا عم عارض. أنت عم تعارض. أنتي عم تعارضي. نحن عم نعارض. أنتو عم تعارضوا. هو عم يعارض. هي عم تعارض. هن وهم عم يعارضوا. أنا عم عارض. أنت عم تعارض. أنتي عم تعارضي. نحن عم نعارض. أنتو عم تعارضوا. هو عم يعارض. هي عم تعارض. هن وهم عم يعارضوا. A very quick reminder, عم here is the equivalent of ing in English. So the ing comes to the end of the verb and you attach it directly, like sleeping. So the ing in sleep, sleeping. Somebody is sleeping. But in Levantine Arabic, the ing comes before the verb. So عم عارض. And what do you see? The verb comes without the be conjugation. You can add the be conjugation, by the way. So it doesn't have to come all of it without the be conjugation, like عم عارض versus عم بعارض. Both are absolutely fine. So you could choose or go with any of the conjugation that you wish to do. Now let's have a look at the near future, or the going to form is absolutely invaluable for you to know this form and practice it. Let's have a look. أنا رايح عارض. I'm going to object or oppose. أنت رايح تعارض. أنتي رايحة تعارضي. نحن رايحين نعارض. أنتو رايحين تعارضوا. هو رايح يعارض. هي رايحة تعارض. هم أو هن رايحين يعارضوا. أنا رايح عارض. I'm going to object or oppose. أنت رايح تعارض. أنتي رايحة تعارضي. نحن رايحين نعارض. أنتو رايحين تعارضوا. هو رايح يعارض. هي رايحة تعارض. هم أو هن رايحين يعارضوا. أنا رايح عارض. I'm going to object or oppose. أنت رايح تعارض. أنتي رايحة تعارضي. نحن رايحين نعارض. أنتو رايحين تعارضوا. هو رايح يعارض. هي رايحة تعارض. هم أو هن رايحين يعارضوا. Again, another little reminder that رايح and رايحة and رايحين, they mean only going to. But obviously, as you see, for every subject pronoun, it has a different conjugation, because رايح could be used with I masculine, you masculine, and he. And رايحة could be used with I feminine, you feminine, and she. And رايحين would only be used with the plurals. If you need a little bit more information on this, then definitely go back to the video section and search the going to form in Levantine Arabic. I've made a dedicated tutorial to explain this tense in a greater details or depth. Have a look at that. Now let's have a look at the present perfect continuous. أنا صار لي عم عارض. I have been objecting, I have been opposing. أنت صار لك عم تعارض. أنتي صار لك عم تعارضي. نحن صار لنا عم نعارض. أنتو صار لكن عم تعارضوا. هو صار له عم يعارض. هي صار له عم تعارض. هم أو هن صار لهم عم يعارضوا. أنا صار لي عم عارض. I have been objecting, I have been opposing. أنت صار لك عم تعارض. أنتي صار لك عم تعارضي. نحن صار لنا عم نعارض. أنتو صار لكن عم تعارضوا. هو صار له عم يعارض. هي صار له عم تعارض. هم أو هن صار لهم عم يعارضوا. أنا صار لي عم عارض. I have been objecting, I have been opposing. أنت صار لك عم تعارض. أنتي صار لك عم تعارضي. نحن صار لنا عم نعارض. أنتو صار لكن عم تعارضوا. هو صار له عم يعارض. هي صار له عم تعارض. هم أو هن صار لهم عم يعارضوا. So I'll leave you a template for all of this in the description below. All you need to do is to download it and give it really good practice. But most importantly, try to do handwriting, not typing with computers, because it would be better to write and fill in all the tenses by hand rather than typing. As usual, on the left-hand side, you've got the translation. So pause, write these examples down and practice them. And with this, we've come to the end of our tutorial for today. I really hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. And if you did, don't forget to give a thumbs up and let me know in the comment section below if you have any questions. But most importantly, give these tenses a practice. Try to write some examples, most importantly. And with that, I'll end today's session. Ma salame.